Hey everybody, Jason here along with Kelly Millsap. Welcome to the BombCast. Today's episode, we're going to have a ton of fun talking about video and how you can be using video to build community, to connect with your customers. But before we get into all of that, Kelly, why don't you tell us a little bit about what it is you do?
Yes, sir. So I work for Orangetheory Fitness. I'm the head coach for them and have been for the past 5 years.
Okay.
And Orangetheory Fitness, a lot of people think it's a smoothie shop. Not quite. We're science-based, technology-tracked, heart rate-based interval training.
Okay.
So group personal training. We do 1-hour classes, and everybody wears a heart rate monitor. And throughout the room, their heart rate will pop up on screens, letting them know exactly at what heart rate zone they're working at,
Okay.
when they need to be picking it up, when they can slow it down. And then the coach takes them through intervals in order to be as efficient as they can in an hour workout between rowers, treadmills, and a strength flare. So there's a whole bunch going on, a lot of calories being burned, fast paced, get in, get out, get on with your day.
Very cool. Now, I'm sure many of you guys are thinking, okay, why do we have a head coach on the BombCast talking about video? Well, Kelly and his team started using video a couple years ago, and they came on our radar because of how innovative they were and using video to be able to reach out to people. And that's going to be largely what we're going to jump into today. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in or how you're using video. We've learned a ton from what Kelly and his team is doing, and that's why we brought him on and invited him to come in. They're based out of here in the Springs. Your guys' gym is just up the street.
Yes, sir.
So we thought, hey, why not have someone come in that's maybe providing a different perspective or a different way to begin thinking about video. So make sure you drop your questions in as we go along that you have for Kelly and myself, and we will jump into those. But the place I first want to start is a little bit about the why. Yeah. What was it that inspired you guys to start including video into your communication processes?
So we're all about connecting with our members, and we spoke about this. We only get 1 hour in front of them. Yeah. So whether it be Facebook, BombBomb, other terms of social media, email, we just try to reach out to them as much as possible so that we can affect their lives outside of the hour that they're here. And most of the time we're reaching out to current members and just trying to better their experience with us in any which way there.
So the current membership, I mean, imagine for anyone, again, this idea that like once you get somebody that's doing business with you, you want to keep them, continue to do business. You don't want to lose them. You don't want to lose them, obviously, to another competitor or another thing. So in building that relationship, where was it you guys had this aha moment of videos being a way to help you do that?
So we send out a lot of emails, and we found that we just weren't getting a lot of response rate from those just generic emails. And so Orangetheory is a franchise, and one of the owners up in Denver reached out to our owner, and they connected and said, hey, we just found out about this BombBomb stuff. And we're like, BombBomb, what? Yeah. And still every time I say BombBomb, they're like, what? But we started just kind of investigating a little bit and said, okay, maybe we can use this. Because my owner individually, she's just very in tune with the next best thing. What can we do? How can we take care of our members in certain ways? And so we gave it a shot and started finding success, and then just continued using it from there.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about in your use of video. One of the things that you guys are doing is we went in and saw some examples was really being able to build a sense of community through effective communication, right? When there's details or there's things, how has video really helped you guys in your processes or in your systems of making that happen?
One of the favorite ways I think we use it is the drip systems. And so when somebody signs up a membership, they get entered into BombBomb through the drip. And then periodically throughout the course of their newer membership, they get sent emails. And so the first one is myself, and they might not have even met me yet. They took class with a different coach, but I come on and say, hey, welcome, I'm the head coach, I'm here for you. If you need anything, reach out to me. Just want to make sure you're getting set up with our app. Here's how you pre-book classes. And so just giving them important information to get started off on the right foot. Then a week later, they might get another coach saying, hey, my name is Coach Stephanie. I want to talk to you about running today. Making sure they're doing every part of the workout correctly, because we can't get all that information to them in the 10 minutes after they sign up for their membership. Right. So we want them to leave and almost feel like we're coming home with them. So that when they're home, they're opening up their emails, they're like, oh, I feel like I'm set up for success now. Rather than, okay, I did my first class, I gave them money, but now what do I do?
So that by you're getting in front of them at scale, and you're getting multiple coaches, and you're scaling yourselves by creating these systems and these automations. I'm curious about, so that's kind of one of the first things, but then for you, like getting on video, what was that experience like? Were you kind of like, really, do I got to record videos? Yeah. Like, what is it that was kind of that process for you of just getting comfortable?
Yeah. So I actually am pretty comfortable in front of video. Yeah. I'm not comfortable typing. And so I am the world's slowest typer, and my wife makes fun of me, and I'll be there pecking, and I probably should have paid more attention in typing class in school.
I think a lot of us probably are there.
But I almost feel like it's too late for me now, and if the world is moving to video, then awesome, perfect. So I was pretty comfortable with that. It's just learning, okay, how to hold it, what's best, off my computer, off my phone, and I like that I can do both. Yeah. So getting started there was not that big of a deal, but I just found how quick it was. Yeah. And so I've done this before. I pulled up my app on my phone, and I've recorded videos while driving before. Probably not the smartest thing in the world, but time efficient. Like, boom, I got to get this out to my coaches, my staff. I'm going to press play. I'm going to talk while I'm driving. I'm at an intersection, look at them, and say, thank you, guys. We'll talk about this on Monday.
The interesting thing there you just kind of brought up that we don't always talk a lot about. A lot of times when we talk about video, we're talking about to consumers, we're talking about to your audience, your customers, whatever. You're just talking about emailing your coaches, your staff, getting video to them. How have you found some ways where videos helped you just be a better communicator, a better leader by sending out videos?
From the owner down to the owner, the general manager, myself, we all use it to communicate to our staff. We have a younger staff, and they're busy, and they're all over the place, and it's a lot more likely they're going to click on a play button and watch a video than read a long, lengthy email. Yeah. So if something is vitally important, and we want to make sure they understand the tone of it, like, hey, our boss is mean business, like this is the plan, this is how we're moving forward, or we flip the phone around and say, hey, this is how you program the rower to do this. They can visually see it a lot better. So we found that as a great tool just to communicate with the staff. I would say half of my individual communication is to members, and the other half is the staff.
Getting them all. You were telling me a story earlier about how you're trying to get them all together for a meeting. You're struggling, but you send a video and saw some results.
Yeah, I have 10 coaches that all have different lives, and we need to meet once a month minimum to go over the workouts for the next month and member concerns and certain things. And I was only getting like 6 or 7 of the 10 at one time because they all had their excuses. So I sent them an email. I said, this is not going to work. I sent them a BombBomb video. In my house, they could see me in my own element, like just kind of showing that I was a little upset. And I need everybody, if this is something that's important to you, this is something that's important to me and the owner, we need to get back on page with these meetings and let's find a date. And unfortunately it was Sunday, but that was the only day nobody had an excuse. And I said, hey, I love football. Look at the Broncos thing behind me. I love football. But I'm going to miss football games for you guys because I care that much about this team. So let's make Sundays work and move forward. And we have ever since.
The people started showing up.
Yeah.
Just simply sending out a video.
And then the owner, I mean, she sends me a message back like, I'm proud of you for putting yourself out there and showing how important it was.
Yeah, that's cool. And I think it's like, these are some of those ways where video can be so practical in our lives that we get so sometimes hung up in the strategies or the selling process or the marketing process. But sometimes just simply sending out a video like that can help you communicate and lead a team. There's also a situation you're sharing about how it helped you kind of share bad news. Yeah. And video being an effective way to communicate. Talk about that.
So for 5 years, I've been the 5 a.m. coach, and you got to get up at 3:30, to be ready and get to work at 4:30 in the morning. And one time over these 5 years, I missed my alarm, and that's a horrible feeling. It's not only horrible when you wake up and your heart's racing, oh my gosh, it's 6 o'clock. It's a horrible feeling because you know that I let down 30 people that woke up at 5 a.m. in the morning. So, the first thing I did once I got to work and started with the classes I could is I got on BombBomb. I sent in an email, an apologetic email, just letting them know that I know that your time is valuable. I'm sorry if I disrespected your time in any way. I'll make it up to you, and thank you for your understanding. And so I sent that out to the 30 people that I let down in the morning, and then just got emails back like, oh, it's okay. This is so cool for you reaching out. You didn't have to. We understand everybody's human, and that everybody's human is a big thing. Like, sure, everybody's human, but would I be as human if it was just text?
Right.
Or if they saw in my face, like, about to tear up. Like, I'm
My
sorry.
disappointment,
I'm sorry I let you guys down. Like, how can we work through this? So it just softened the blow a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to have that almost as a backup.
It is.
When things go wrong.
It's one of the sometimes best use cases for being able to get on video is to share bad news, because you can control a little bit more of the tone. You control how people are going to receive that versus just typing it out where things get misinterpreted. I mean, I'm sure if any of our customers are on, BombBomb, we've made mistakes in the past, and we have done the same thing where we've sent videos, and it is always worked out well. Mistakes are going to happen. It doesn't matter what business you're in. Something's going to go wrong at some point. And you have to communicate that, and how you communicate that is often going to be indicative of whether those people are going to continue working with you or not. And so video becomes a really, really meaningful way to kind of share that message. There's another situation you're talking about where it was the showers were turned off early, and you needed to kind of get in front of that as well.
Exactly. It just maintenance on a building. Building manager didn't necessarily think that we open at 4:30 in the morning, so she had her guys come in at 5 o'clock and turn the water off. And we got a notice, we got a few days notice that the water's going to be off for 2 hours, but our members need to shower after their workout, they need to use the restroom. So what's the quickest way we can get this out to the members and let them know what's going on? Yeah. And obviously they're apologetic through it, like, hey, things happen, let's work through this. But we got that information out, and then members were able to immediately say, hey, awesome, I'll work around that, no big deal. And it was just quick communication either way, and let them know that we'll work around it if you guys are willing to work around it, and they were.
So what's great too, and for everybody that's watching, and if you've been following along with the BombCast, we cover such a wide variety of subjects. We talk a lot about marketing through video, we talk a lot about sales through video, we talk about a lot of strategies, but what I love about this is it's just such a great reminder for anyone that's using video that day in and day out there are opportunities to communicate a message. And when you can do it on video, it's going to be better than typing out. And sometimes not get so up in your head about what's the next marketing message or what's the next sales video that I'm going to do. What's the practical things that are happening in your business? Because everybody has it, whether it's the showers being turned off or something that you need to communicate to your staff or something you need to communicate with a co-worker. By just sending them a video, it's going to be better communicated. The other thing is you also just get better being on video. Right? It's just practice, right? By doing it, by sending out these simple messages, you get more and more comfortable. And I think sometimes we build it up in our heads so often, like, okay, I gotta do the sales message. But the reality is some of these simple ones can be the most impactful. Yeah. So definitely. Tell me also, you were mentioning kind of about how getting feedback and being able to build community, that's a key piece, that people feel connected to the gym that they're working out in. Yeah. And some of these tactics and ways that you guys are doing that, what does that look like?
So the workout is set up where obviously people are exercising and we're just following a template. We're following a script. But the workout can be made or lost by how well the coach executes it. And I've been doing it for 5 years. I have it down, but I have some coaches that are still learning it. And so anytime I have a new coach or a coach that may be struggling, I'll send out a video to members that have taken that coach's class recently and just ask them for feedback. Let them in on the process, like, hey, this coach has been with us for a few weeks. As you guys know, I make it look easy, but as you guys know, there's a high learning curve to this, and so I just want some constructive criticism on how we can improve this coach. What did she do well? What is something that I need to work more with on her with this coach, and so that she can move forward and give you an awesome experience. And I've just found that first thing members do is they reply back and say, oh my gosh, thank you for asking for my feedback. And then beyond that, then they give it, whether it's positive or negative. Then they feel free and open to give it. Because I've sent it to them. I've exposed myself, saying, hey, this is going to be under the radar. Your name's not going to be used. It's just for certain purposes to make it better for you. And they're like, awesome. I appreciate that. I want this coach to get better, and here's some of my feedback.
So you were saying you sent that out to like 100 people, and you got over 40 responses.
Yeah, over 40 responses for 100 people, and the good news is most of those were positive, just great. You know, like, oh, love it. She's doing awesome. Thumbs up. And then the ones that were hard, were able to give me, openly exactly what we need to work on. But a high response rate, because it's like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, a video. That's Kelley. I recognize him. He's my coach. He was my coach this morning.
Yep.
They click on it, and then they see how important it is to me, and then they're more likely to respond.
Absolutely. And I think that's another, whether you're asking for testimonials, whether you're asking for, feedback within your organization, by, again, just getting on camera, hearing that tone, hearing that empathy, you're going to end up getting more of a response.
Yeah.
But you guys, for video, it's also trickled over into some other things. Like, you guys are doing live, you're going live on Facebook for the gym.
Yeah.
You're building community through video.
Yeah.
What does that kind of look like for you guys?
So once again, we understand that we only have 1 hour in front of our members, but we know we are more important to our members than just that hour, and we're on their minds. I tell new coaches all the time, like, you are going to be topic of a conversation at these members' dinner table. They're going to talk about how bad the workout was, or how awesome you did, or how awesome they did. And so we want to get in front of them as much as possible. So social media, we have a huge presence on Facebook and Instagram, and we try to go live on Facebook, or we do go live on Facebook once a week.
Okay.
And my general manager and myself will do a weekly thing where we introduce new exercises. So we let everybody know, hey, in the month of November, we have this crazy new exercise coming. Don't be afraid. Here's how you do it.
Yeah.
If you have questions, let us know. So we just go out that way. We also have a professional videographer that helps us with content that we might put on BombBomb, on social media, or on our own YouTube channel. And just we find that what's awesome about that is once the members view it, then they share it. And we ask for it. Say like, hey, share this with a friend.
Yeah.
Because we know a lot of people still think we're a smoothie shop, but is Orangetheory. They don't know what we are. But if they drive past us once, they hear about us maybe at an event, and then they see their friend post about us and share a video we did, then they're much more likely to pick up the phone and call us or come in for their first class.
So a lot of those types of videos that you're doing are educational and focused. You're just educating people.
Yeah. And so the point isn't to sell, but it happens.
Yeah.
But it happens. But it's definitely educational.
Yeah.
And we've even had members come in and be a part of the video. Because they're real people.
Right.
Now let's have this real person share their struggle with this new exercise and walk through how we can correct the exercise.
Do you guys do like testimonial stories of like transformation of of people that are coming in and stuff as well?
We have people that have lost over 60 pounds with us that have professional videos out there that we share and other people get inspired by. We have a gal that's been through breast cancer, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So she shared her story, and it was a very vulnerable story. But once we put that video out there, it was just amazing to see the response of how many people thanked this individual for sharing her story, and it gave them motivation to continue or push through any struggle they may have.
Yeah.
So the members just feel so much more connected to the community as a whole because they're hearing real life stories from people like them.
Do you guys do like any other types of videos where like do you do like happy birthday videos, like other types of like what else do you guys?
So every year we'll record a new one.
Okay.
But the coaches all get together and dress up, and we put a birthday song on in the background, and we dance, and we're singing happy birthday, and then automatically that gets sent to the members' email.
So you do one video.
One video.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't personalize it beyond that, but one video, and because I'm the one that gets a lot of the receipts of the videos, the members will write me back like, "Oh my gosh, this was great! Thank you for made my day." Yeah, and it's something that we don't have to put extra work into once it's entered.
So you do the video once, it gets done, and then they're not going to, it doesn't get shared. They're probably not going to share that, so other members don't necessarily know that it's coming.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a fun.
So it's a definite surprise. It makes their day. It makes them feel that more valued.
Yeah.
And honestly, it took us 15 minutes before a meeting.
Yeah.
And
that's
and
cool.
it's golden, and the members appreciate that so much.
Yeah. I'm curious, like, when you think about, in your use of video, especially within the space of gyms, like, and then the fitness space, like, it's fairly new, right? I mean, you guys are kind of pioneering some new grounds here in effectiveness of communication. Yeah. What are some of the ways that you guys have seen a lift in business, or it's impacted your business, whether you got numbers or anecdotally, but you're like, this is why we're still doing it 2 years later?
Yeah. The big why, and we're still doing it. We're a lot on technology. Obviously, we have heart rate monitoring throughout the whole room. We're getting the latest treadmills that are going to be able to show a lot of data and previous data. So we like technology. That's how we feel like we stay ahead of the competitors. But what we're finding is the more connected we are with people outside of the workout, the longer they're going to stay. Whether we're educating them, just simply reaching out to them, the more connected they are, the more they're using their membership.
Yeah.
And often I've used BombBomb as well. Is like if somebody hasn't been in 2 weeks, I reach out to them on BombBomb. It's just this generic thing that I've made, just asking for like, how can we help you?
Yeah.
And so that is just another way to pick them up before they're on their way out.
Yeah.
And it's a little off the topic a little bit, but what I've seen a lot is in the drip system, when we just a new member starts and we just email them certain videos. I'm on a lot of those videos, and I've never met somebody before. They come in for their 6th class, and they're like, "Hey, I know you. You just sent me a video last night on how to row."
Yeah.
Or they're like, "Oh, I know how to row because you taught me last night while I was at home." And so that makes them feel that much more comfortable coming to my class for the first time.
Right.
You know.
And do you have other coaches that are doing some of this as well? So you're able to kind of scale that?
Yeah. Definitely. So some of our coaches aren't comfortable on video, but most of them are based by the nature of our job.
Yeah.
And so they all have their strengths, and so we'll predict what video they might be shooting based off of. Oh, she's the running coach. This is the nutrition guru. Yeah. And so they all kind of have their little niche.
Yeah.
And
so you're kind of branding your coaches within the community, which is cool.
Yeah.
But then your community, you're scaling knowledge, basically. You're able to say, this person is knowledgeable in this thing. I can record that video once. Now every new person that comes in is going to get a consistent experience.
Exactly.
And they're going to feel like they know you. And they're going to feel connected to who you are and who you are as an organization.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Well, if you're just joining us, I'm sitting down with Kelley, head coach at Orangetheory, here based out of Colorado Springs. They've got locations all over the world. You guys have, I think you said, over 1,000 locations.
Yes, sir. Over 1,000 locations. We've been around since 2010.
Okay.
So they're popping up everywhere.
Yeah. So then just picking his brain on how to be integrating video into your business. And again, whether or not you run a gym, there's some great practices here that you guys are doing that I think are applicable across the board. When you think about customer engagement and really kind of pulling people in and building a community and being able to kind of dial that in. Jason just asked a good question. Does anybody have a mic? I don't know, Jason. I don't know. I got one mic, but yeah, man. A mic for training. I bet that's what he's asking. Like when you're doing trainings, are you over a speaker system?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So
that's what he's talking about.
Your trainers have a mic?
Yeah, there's a lot of psychology in the room, and the music's loud.
Yeah.
So the idea that if the music's loud, it's going to give you more energy, and you're going to push harder. So the coaches are all mic'd up, so that you can hear them clearly throughout any part.
How do you guys, I think one of the things about video and reaching out and easing people's fear, right? I think a lot of times, like, all of us have this like perception that we want to get healthy, right? Not all, but a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
There's this like, okay, we want to get healthy, we want to go to a gym, and we want to be able, but there's sometimes that barrier to entry.
Yeah, totally.
And how do you guys think about that? And have you seen video kind of play in and personalize or rehumanize some of that?
Yeah, we understand that exercising is scary.
Yeah.
And the most intimidating thing is to step through our front door and come into it for the first time, because sure, I might look friendly and they might have seen workouts, but they don't look at the person that's overweight in the video. They look at everybody's fit. I'm not where they are. I can't do this. And I know, unfortunately, for a fact that I've had people come to for their first class, make it to the parking lot, and then drive home. Yeah. And never even step in the door. Yeah. And I've actually had those people go home, send me a text like, I'm just too nervous. First thing I do is send them a video. I'll send them a video of myself. I'll send them a video of the workout to kind of ease their mind. That's if I heard turned away. But we've also in the past have sent out a video and worked on, okay, my name is Kelley. I'm going to be your coach for the class. Just a reminder, you need to show up a little early. That way you and I can meet. We can go over any limitations you might have. Get you set up and be comfortable as you can for your first class. So we've done that prior to, just to increase the chance that somebody's going to make it and increase the chance that they're not as nervous when they come. Because I was nervous my first class, and it's totally normal. But when they see somebody's face, they see me and that I'm not a big old musclehead guy that's going to yell at them. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. He doesn't look so mean. I'm going to go give this a shot. Right. You know?
Well, I think, again, for any industry or anyone that's whatever your business is, there are those things that are that are objections that people are going to have, and being able to use video as a way to ease those fears or kind of ease that stuff. I mean, we deal with that all the time with people being fearful of getting on camera, right? They like the idea of video, they like the idea of coming on, and so that's kind of something that we're constantly thinking about and trying to provide strategies around as well. You know, as you think about kind of, as we wrap up here and kind of come to the bottom of the hour, when you think about kind of what's next or ways that you want to continue to be using video that maybe you haven't jumped into, what are some of the things that kind of come to mind for you guys?
You know, honestly, I think it's limitless, and we only scratch the surface of the videos. But I want to try to be a little more specialized with individual members. Instead of sending maybe a generic video, how can we, okay, this person had a bad experience, I'm going to make it a process where the coach jumps right on right afterwards. Just boom, quickly pulls up their phone. Appreciate you coming to class today. I know it was rough first class. You struggled, you know, on the treadmill. Hey, how about you come in early next time and we'll go over that. So try to make it a little more individualized, and getting everybody on board as far as my staff, so that they can just readily and easily jump on and use it. Because it doesn't take that long.
Right.
And the app, I love the app. I have better, you know, more use out of the app than I do pulling up my computer. So just making that a common practice would be a good goal.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you, Kelly, for coming in, making the drive down. You know, about 20 minutes up the street, but hopefully you guys have found a lot of value out of this. Thank you for joining us. We have some great episodes coming up, so you're not going to want to miss out. I believe next week we're going to be coming to you live from Boston for NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors event. So you're going to want to be checking that out. It's going to be a great one. So for now, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.